What are the undefined terms? Yan ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon dito sa ating matsayang talakayan. Kaya, stay tuned! Hello, grade 8 learners! For today's video, we are going to talk about the mathematical system, specifically on the undefined terms. For the learning competency, describes a mathematical system and illustrates the need for an axiomatic structure of a mathematical system in general and in geometry in particular. For the first one, we have defined terms, then we have undefined terms, we have postulates and theorems. So let us define geometry. The word geometry comes from the two Greek words geo and metron. Geo means earth and metron means measurement. So in other words, geometry means earth measuring. Now, let's talk about the mathematical system. Mathematical system is a logical study of shape, arrangement, and quantity. Algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and calculus are examples of mathematical systems. So in geometry, it is a logical mathematical study of points, lines, planes, and solids with their properties, measurement, and relationship to each other in space. The mathematical system composed of undefined terms, defined terms, axioms or postulates, and theorems. So let us study first the undefined terms. Undefined terms are those terms that do not require a formal definition. Ibig sabihin, we can only describe these terms. So we have, under undefined terms, we have point, line, and plane. Now, let us describe a point. A point is a location or a place, meaning kahit saan makakakita tayo ng point or representation of a point. It has no size, shape, or color, and it has no dimensions or physical properties. So let's say, for example, we have here the tip of a ball pen. Then another one, we have buttons. Another is we have stars at night. These are the representations of a point that we can see around us. A point can be represented by a dot. So any size or gaano man kalaki or gaano man kaliit, we can represent a point by a dot. Because a point has no definite shape. It has no color. So, a point can be named by using an uppercase block letter. So, ibig sabihin, when we name a point, lagi natin ginagamit ang capital letters. So, any letter of the alphabet. So, let's say we have this point. This is called point D. How about this one? Correct. This is point O. And this one? Yes, it is point T. Now, let us describe a line. A line is one-dimensional figure composed of infinite number of points. Kung kanina sabi natin sa point, it has no dimension, pagdating sa line, it is one-dimensional figure. Okay, so ano ang meron doon sa line? infinite number of points. Ibig sabihin, maraming points na pinagsama-sama to form a line. It has unspecified length, but without width or thickness. So, hindi natin ma-specify ang length, pero wala siyang width at wala din siyang thickness. So, a line is a set of points that extends infinitely into opposite directions. Kaya nga sabi kanina, it has unspecified length. Why? Because line extends infinitely into opposite direction. So, ibig sabihin, anong ibig sabihin ng infinitely? Infinitely means never ending or goes on forever. As we described a line a while ago, it says that it composed of infinitely many points. So let's say we have these points. When we connect these points, we will form a line. Now, take note that there is exactly one line in any 2 points. So if we have 2 points, we can already determine a line. So these are some of real-life examples of a line. So let's say we have the edge of a table. Another is the length of pencil. And then we have a string of guitar. How about you? Can you give real-life example of a line? Correct. Good job. Lines can be parallel. Parallel lines are on the same plane but do not cross or do not intersect. It can also be perpendicular. Perpendicular are on the same plane and cross at 90-degree angle. Then we have intersecting. Intersecting lines are on the same plane and cross each other, but not specifically forming 90 degrees. Another is we have what we call skew or skew lines. Skew lines are lines that do not lie on the same plane. And of course, do not cross or do not intersect. We have 2 ways in naming a line. The first one is by using the names of any 2 points on the line. For example, we have these points on the line. So we can name this point as line PX or represented by this symbol. Or we can also name the line as line XP with the given symbol. Another way of naming a line is by using a lowercase cursive letter which is located near one of the arrows. For example, we have this lowercase cursive letter M. So we can name the line as line M. How many names does this line have? Correct. There are 7 different names that you could use to name this line. So they are line RG, line GR, line GK, line KG, line RK, line KR, and of course, using the small cursive or the lowercase cursive letter T, which is line T. Now, let's move on in describing a plane. A plane is a flat surface, a set of points that extends infinitely in 2 dimensions. Balikan lang natin kanina. Kanina sabi natin ang point has no dimension. A line has 1 dimension. Now, a plane has 2 dimensions. A plane is infinitely long and infinitely wide, but it has no height or depth. And a plane can be drawn or represented by a four-sided figure known as a parallelogram, just like this. A plane can be named by the three letters, naming 3 points that are not all on the same line. So let's say we have a given plane with the given points. So we can name this plane as plane INK. It can also be plane KIN, or it can also be plane NKI. These are some real-life examples of a plane. So we have the whiteboard, the top of table, and the floor. Can you give example of a plane? Good job! Planes can be parallel. It can also be perpendicular or intersecting. And now it's your turn. Get your paper and pen and do this activity. So, determine whether each of the following represents a point, a line, or a plane. Number 1, tip of a barbecue stick, whiteboard, earthworm, mole, corner of the room, necklace, chopping board, spider webs, guava seed, and thread. For the second part, you have to answer the following questions using the given figure. Number 1, name a plane. Number 2, give two other names for line VY. And number 3, name 4 points. And that's for today, guys. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Teacher Dali na nagsasabing, practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching!